My name is Andrea, this is 4 Laps, and we have a double header in IndyCar this weekend in Iowa. Let's break down some of the things you need to know before the race. Although there's a lot of IndyCar racing in the month of July, this is the only oval we're going to be seeing this month. And because of the 2-race weekend nature of it all, there's a lot of opportunities to shake up the championship point standings. Let's talk a little bit about the track. Iowa Speedway is a 0.875-mile short oval track in Newton, Iowa. Both races are going to be 275 laps. This is up from the 250 laps the races were last year. This makes the races 245.85 miles each. This is also a very fast oval, with the cars nearing 200 miles per hour. The extreme speed with the nature of a short oval makes the track extremely physical and a real challenge for 2 whole races. Of the current IndyCar drivers on the grid, 4 of them have won at Iowa. You had Scotty Mack getting his first oval win here last year in race 1. You also had Will Power winning in race 2 last year. Pato O'Ward won in 2022, and Joseph Newgarden has won a crazy 6 amount of times at this track. He has earned himself the title of King of Iowa, or some people have said King of Corn. I don't know if that's insinuating everything in Iowa is corn. I think that's a bit mean. Either way, that is a title I'm sure Joseph would like to get back to after such a slump he's been in this season. The race here at Iowa last year was deemed a bit boring. Some people said it was a parade. Now, I did revisit the races to make this video, and I was mildly entertained. However, I got into motorsports through F1, so maybe a parade is just what I'm used to. In the first race last year, we saw Colton Herta on pole for the first time at an oval. Unfortunately, he was not able to convert this into a win because he ran into some mechanical issues, thus opening the door for Scotty Mack to get his first IndyCar oval win. We also saw Alex Palou struggle in this first Iowa race with his first and only DNF of the season, something he probably is not hoping to repeat this year. However, that might be interesting for entertainment value purposes. In the second race, the lack of tire degradation and the difficulty using the high line made it so that there was really not a lot of passing, and the race was deemed a flop by both fans and IndyCar drivers. This is probably because the Iowa Speedway, owned by NASCAR, was partially repaved in 2024 to benefit the NASCAR race, however disadvantaging the way IndyCar races on the surface. This probably led to the departure of last year's title sponsor Hy-Vee, who decided that the race was not well attended enough to continue the partnership. Additionally, IndyCar has drawn up a whole new racing package for this weekend to try to fix the racing by turning up the downforce and turning down the power a bit. A couple weeks ago at Iowa Speedway, they did hold a test in which Connor Daly topped the timing sheets for. However, in the comments after the test, a lot of the drivers expressed that they don't think that this new package was what was needed to fix the racing, because the real problem was the lack of tire degradation from the Firestone tires. This is probably why IndyCar introduced a new front right tire for the race this weekend. However, this year's race is supposed to be a bit more cloudy, maybe a little rainy, and much cooler than last year's race, and nobody really got the chance to test these tires, so who knows what the degradation is going to look like. At this point in the video, you might be wondering, why would I watch this race? This girl has just told me all the ways in which it's not going to be a good race. But, we don't know that. We don't know that. I mean, it could be a banger, and it could produce a new winner for this season, which could be exciting. So going into this weekend, who should you watch out for? Well, as we mentioned before, if there was ever a weekend for Joseph Newgarden to turn things around, it would be this weekend. King of Iowa. Same could be said for the 2 other Penske drivers that won last year, Scotty Mack and Will Power, who have had rotten luck this season as well. Another person that you should watch out for could be Scott Dixon. Alex Palou struggles on ovals, not the Indy 500, I guess, but seemingly struggles on ovals, and Scott Dixon has the Chip Ganassi team behind him and a lot of momentum coming off of his race win last weekend at Mid-Ohio. The person that I think is worth watching is Connor Daly. He has been itching for a win. He thinks that the Juncos Hollinger racing team has what it takes. He has the speed on an oval like Iowa to get it done. And I just said he topped the timesheets at the test. He also unexpectedly got an opportunity to race here last year after Jack Harvey was out with an injury for Dale Coyne Racing. And I think that he has the experience to put together a win. As far as Indy NXT goes, maybe it's a safe bet to just say that Dennis Hauger is going to win because he does seem to do that a lot. But maybe not, because They've only raced at one other oval this year, and it was his teammate Lockie Hughes, who started in 5th position, but with an impressive closing lap move was able to win the race. It also could be a entertaining Indy NXT race to watch because it is the first oval for many of the later additions to the Indy NXT roster. So the schedule of events includes a highline session on Friday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on FS2. And this is going to be really, really important, hopefully to illuminating a little bit more what this new package is doing to fix the racing at Iowa Speedway. There also is going to be another Friday practice at 4:30 p.m. on FS2. Qualifying is at noon Eastern on FS1 on Saturday, and race 1 is going to be 5 p.m. Eastern on Fox on Saturday. Race 2 is on Sunday on Fox at 1 p.m. Eastern. Indy NXT practice and quali are on Friday on FS2 at 2:30 and 6:30 with a race on Saturday on FS1 at 1:30 p.m. Be sure to tune into the race, come back here, tell me how you liked it, and also check out our next episode of 4 Laps, which is going to be hosted by MJ right here on ATYL Media's YouTube. See you there.